What are Android Framework services? In the previous video, I told you about the system server and how the system server is commonly referred to as the heart of the Android framework. If you still haven't watched that video or the previous one, I highly recommend scrolling down and starting from the beginning. The episodes turned out to be extremely interesting and informative. So, what exactly are Android Framework services? Simply put, Android Framework services are special Android services that manage the core capabilities of the operating system. For example, when an app wants to open a new screen, show a notification, get the location, turn on the screen, work with Windows, or even check permissions, the app doesn't do all this directly. It interacts with the Android Framework services. For example, Activity Manager Services is one of those services at the heart of the Android framework, responsible for managing processes, tasks, and the lifecycle of the application itself. Package Manager Services is another service within the Android framework. It is responsible for installed applications, permissions, package information, the manifest, and so on. Notification Manager Service is responsible for notifications, as you can tell from the name. Location Manager Service is responsible for location, as is also clear from the name. In Android Automotive, as I mentioned in the previous video, there are also car services, which help the Android ecosystem work with automotive functions. Developers usually do not interact with these services directly in code. At the application level, developers work with convenient public APIs such as Activity Manager, Package Manager, Window Manager, Power Manager, Notification Manager, and so on. And within the Android framework, these public APIs communicate with system services through that very Binder process. Why not without Binder, you may ask? I talked about this in the previous video, but let me remind you, it's because Binder is a mechanism at the Linux kernel level. The system server and the application you use every day are two different processes, and they cannot communicate with each other directly in a safe way. That's the whole idea behind Binder. The bottom line is simple. Android Framework services are system services that reside within the system server and manage the key functions of the Android operating system. In the next video, I'll tell you how Android reaches the system UI, the launcher, and the everyday apps that we all use. And if you're more interested in learning about what happens inside Android, diving into the world of IT, subscribe to the channel and like this video. That's all for now. See you all next time.